Welcome to tonight's 5 on 5. The guest is Oregon State Senator Herman Baertshiger of District 2. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure being here.
All right, brand new, first time there up at, in Salem. Tell us your initial thoughts, some of the things that jumped out at you.
Well, this is my first shot at it, and so the learning curve is somewhat vertical. It's a pretty brisk pace at the Capitol during the session. You know, there's so many things to learn about so many different issues that it does consume most of your time while you're up there.
And you are on the Revenue Committee. One of the big things that came up is PERS and the raising of taxes, a big fight there. Tell us some of the details that you saw.
Well, yes, you know, there's two sides to that. There's the PERS issue, which the Republicans really came at it in a way to want to do a one-time fix and really fix PERS with about a $6.5 billion fix. The Democratic Party wasn't, that was a little much for them. So the PERS issue it struggled on the entire session, but at the end of the day, we really didn't get much fix for PERS. But the other hand is we didn't really raise any taxes either.
So I'm sure there's some people in the district who will be happy about that. As someone with a small business background on the Revenue Committee, what are you seeing that might help the state's economy, grow small business here in Oregon?
Well, the Republicans came up with a tax incentive for small businesses. And we worked with that concept all during the session. And it's kind of joined. So the revenue package and the PERS package, they're kind of joined at the hip. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. We couldn't come to an agreement, and so I guess we'll try it again next February.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you start back up, is the economy still number one there on the radar?
Yeah, I think it's one of them. You know, we all know, I think both Democratic Party and Republican Party understand that PERS has to be fixed. You know, you're over a $14 billion unfunded PERS, and it's got to be fixed. It's not getting any better.
So it's something that better get done, or it's just going to create a problem.
It really needs to be addressed, and I think it will. I know the governor would like it addressed, and we've got a lot of good concepts out there. We just didn't seem to have the time to put it all together, unfortunately.
All right. Well, I have a few more questions for you, so stick around. More 5 on 5 right after the break. Welcome back to the 5 on 5. The guest is Oregon State Senator Herman Baertshiger from District 2, and we've been talking about the economy, about some of the things that trying to work out PERS that didn't get done. Let's move on to safety. Some of your area in Josephine County that you cover in District 2, and safety there, a big issue. Tell us about House Bill 3453 that's coming out.
Well, House Bill 3453 is a bill that would enable the governor, after a public safety emergency is declared in these counties, to come in and help manage and fund the counties. There are several counties, they are timber-dependent counties, that because of some bad natural resource policy is really struggling. Curry County is probably number one, Josephine probably number two, and there's a few others that are on the radar too. This bill, you know, it's kind of sad that we have to succumb to this point where the governor may have to intervene in managing the counties. I would say right now at Josephine County, which is in my district, I think we're a ways away from there. We have a lot of citizen support, and they're trying to come up with a plan to fund the county, and I'm pretty confident in the long run they will. Curry County is in a little different situation. They're a little bit farther on as far as not having funding. And unfortunately, there may be a time that the governor may have to intervene in that county.
You mentioned it's kind of a sad state that they've gotten to this point in certain areas. Being involved in politics is kind of your first taste at the state level. Is there anything that disappointed you? Anything that you said, you know, we've gotten to this point in politics where the people are being let down? Well,
these timber-dependent counties just a couple decades ago were vibrant, bustling economies. I mean, there was no problem with employment. And we're based on the timber industry. And the reason we're based on the timber industry in these counties is because the majority of the land mass is in federal timberlands. But since the policy and the spotted owl issue and some other things, we're no longer harvesting the timber, and we no longer have the mills and those type of jobs. So, and we've replaced them with nothing. We've really replaced them with nothing. So, yeah, it kind of saddens me. 20, 30 years ago, we were using the timber receipts to build schools and to fund the county, and now we don't have those.
All right, well, best of luck in the next term. Thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that's the 5 on 5 Morning News right after the break.